In this video, I'm going to be building a custom Santos style watch. All parts and equipment in this video will be linked in the description from AliExpress. You'll see the entire build process and my thoughts. Let's get straight into this. Alright, so yes, we got to get the movement out of the box and put it into the movement holder. And of course, everything will be linked in the description. I don't know if I used the movement holder cushion very much, but I do remember this dial looks fantastic, but oh my days, it is a smudge magnet. So there we go, we're putting everything on. The feet align perfectly, so there's no pliers needed to cut any of the feet out. So there we go, we have to set it to the next date. So it's 12 o'clock AM. Then we use the dedicated hand pushers for the dial hands. Now, I'll have to be honest, this was probably one of the harder ones because the second hand, it just wasn't going in. I used the magnifying glass and it went in for a little bit, but then it kind of was bent. So I opted out to not use it anyway. So I went for a lot of trouble and hassle for nothing. Hey, the dial protector did do a fair job of not scratching the dial or smudging it more so than it needs to be. And of course I used Rodico, this a blue tack substance, just to help me hold the dial hands without having to use metal, which of course would scratch the reflective surfaces, because compared to my previous build, there's a lot more glossiness and reflectiveness throughout this entire build that was just easy to attract smudges and or fingerprints. But there we go, align it all to 12. I did a fair job first time around. The second hand, that's not the one, it was not the one. So there we go, make sure it all aligns till 12 o'clock. The date might change a little bit earlier, but they still work perfectly fine. You can even see the Rodico on my fingertips. You can see there, they were getting stuck on my finger coats. In the video, you can see I do have my second hand, but then we get the black steel case. Really good quality. It's a shame it's made of mineral glass on the front, but hey, you can't really get everything. It comes with a plastic dial holder, which keeps the dial in place. You can even see some of the smudges there, but later on down the line, you'll see them disappear while the video progresses because I managed to remove them. I did see some dust actually underneath the glass, so I used a good old microfiber cloth just to get that out, as well as the blower. As you can see on the right of the screen there, the blower does a great job in getting rid of that dust, which you might not otherwise pick off. Then you just align it with the plastic holder. Cut off the stem, but there we go, everything all looking good. Usually you would use measuring calipers, but this time around, I thought, you know what, let me try and be a superhero and use my eyeball. So I eyeballed the stem cutting process, which I don't know if I'd recommend for the first time around, but it worked for me. What I did was I cut the stem, looked at it, put it in, and then, okay, there we go. You can see me actually putting the rubber silicone waterproofness in quotation marks seal there. That, of course, I screwed back in. I'm actually missing a screw as well, so if anyone has any CARTIER SANTOS screws lying around, please do hit me up. But there we go. I used the screw that it came with, or the crown, I should say. That blue one that comes with every movement. What I did was I just measured it off, cut it a little bit using these yellow pliers, which will be linked in the description as well, of course. But there we go, look at that, the dial looks so good. See, the second hand is there, but I never opted for it towards the end because it just didn't seem very, it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good. I kept stopping and yeah, it wasn't really the one. But there we can see the on wrist already. Whoa, what a good looking dial that is though. Purple is really good, man. Purple is good. So there we go, you can see me putting the stem in, and then I'd have to put the crown in, the one that the case comes with, and then after that we screw that on, and of course it's not going to fit 100%, right? So I just eyeballed it. There we can see me cutting the stem off very confidently, being someone that hasn't really done it before, and then we would put the stem on. Or I should put the crown on the stem, screw it then, because it is threaded, but I had to do some sanding I used some sandpaper off on some of the edges because the plier can only cut so much. It's always better to cut less and then maybe sand off and slightly refine it, as opposed to cutting too much off and then you have to use another stem. And that is why I actually bought a few spare stems, because I had a feeling maybe I might have to use some of them by overcutting it or just snapping it in half or something. But hey, no, it worked pretty fine. It was not too bad at all. So yeah, nah, honestly, the bracelet quality really good as well. Now you can see the second hand has disappeared, and you do have the exhibition case back, which I'm a big fan of course. Who doesn't love the NH35 movement? And also I had to get a very special NH35 because the date was of course on the bottom at the 6 o'clock position, which isn't as standard with all the NH35s you'd usually buy from AliExpress. And of course I got the black date window to match the black steel. This is me essentially taking off the links. Maybe I should do a separate video how to adjust the bracelet, but I'm using this tool. I actually might link this tool set I use as well in the description below, so you have every single tool you need to build a Seiko movement, or even a Chinese movement watch, I should say. And there we go, that is the look on the wrist. Very good looking indeed. Yeah, there we go. So that's the build process. Didn't look too hard, but the hands of course were always the hard part. And I think next time around I might just go for something a bit more, I'd say better quality, to be honest. The hands, they weren't the highest quality this time around compared to the ones I was using before. When I pushed them with the hand pushers, they didn't exactly sit flush as I'd like them to. The purple dial, I mean, it's never been done by Cartier for the black, steel and purple. And you can definitely dress something like this up or down because it is colourful. The blue crown, I know there's a certain name for this gem. The purple dial I did get was from a niche seller. There aren't too many purple dials about. There are tons with, I know, different logos. You can even add your own logos. So I'm going to link a few dials in the description. Ones that I'd say are from good reputable sellers. And yeah, if you enjoyed this kind of video, please do subscribe. I'll be doing a bunch more builds in the future. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.